So, hello guys. I hope you are doing well. Again, today is another day, and we are going to have a very interesting and educative video on money matters on taxi business in Nairobi. And the video that a lot of you have been requesting me to do is a video of how much money you can make if you invest in a taxi car and you become the driver yourself. I have done a lot of videos explaining how much money you can make if you employ a driver, and if that car is on loan or if that car you have bought it cash. And then I tried to explain to you that if you have your own car that does not you don't repay loan and you have employed a driver, your potential net take home per annum is around 300,000, having paid for everything, having paid for insurance, having set money aside for the car, for taking care of the car. The money you can take home is around 300,000. The problem would come in if you employ a driver and then you have a loan to pay, because the 300,000 will not be enough for you to pay for that loan. You get my point? And save something for yourself. So a lot of cars would require that you pay more than 30,000 per month towards loan repayment. So imagine if your net benefit from that car is around 300,000, and then the car loan is costing you around 30,000 per month. It means by the end of the year, you will need more than 350,000 to pay the loan, while your net income is around 300,000. That's why a lot of car owners today, they complain a lot because they cannot meet their loan requirements using the money they get from the car. So what I want to explain to you today is how that scenario would look like if you bought a car and you become the driver yourself. And this will be very practical, because we have said that no matter what car you buy in terms of engine size, if it as long as it is admitted within the lowest category, that is chap chap or economy for bold, it means that if you give it to a driver, that driver will be paying you around 35k per month. Okay, that is the normal rule of that game. You employ a driver, he will be giving you around 1,500 per day, 9,000 per week, which is equivalent to around 35,000 per month. So that is the money that ordinarily a driver pays to the car owner. So if you are the car owner, count that as part of the money you will make. You get my point? Already 35,000 is in your pocket if you will be the one operating that car. Again, I have spoken to so many drivers who drive partners' cars. After paying the partner 35,000 per month, they tell me that they are able to make around the same amount or even more, up to 50,000 per month. You get my point? So let us take even an average figure of around 40k per month. So that 40,000 is what drivers make for themselves after they have paid a partner. And you can stop any driver by the road, or when you take an Uber or a Bolt cab, and ask them how much money they make for themselves per month. So ideally, what I'm trying to tell you is that if you drive that car yourself, you have the potential to make at least 75k per month after having paid for everything. You get, meaning that you have serviced the car, you have put the fuel, and you have taken care of other annual costs like insurance. But there is a problem that comes with driving your own car. And this is where the rubber meets the road. And a lot of people driving their own cars, they don't actually take the full benefit of driving their own cars. Actually, people who drive other people's car, or people who drive their own cars and they are on loan, I'll present two different scenarios. I hope I'll be able to explain that in clearer terms. So what I'm trying to say here is that when you are driving your own car, there could be two scenarios. Either that car is fully owned by you, or it is under a loan that you are servicing. If that car is under a loan that you are servicing, that simply means out of the 75,000 that you can potentially make per month, normally 35K will go to loan repayment. And that 35,000, just to put things into comparison, it simply means the money that a driver could have given you. You get my point? Whatever a driver could have given you if you had employed them is 35,000. Right now, you are the one driving the car. You are making 75,000 per month, but out of the 75, you take 35,000 and you pay the loan. Whatever you remain with is 40,000. And then in that case, your income driving your own car will be similar to the income of another driver driving a partner's car. So that is the first scenario, and I hope you have gotten it clearly. The second scenario, which is the most ideal, is a situation whereby you are driving your own car and that car is not on loan. If that car is not on loan, it simply means that you will make your clean 75K, and I can take my calculator here just to illustrate to you the potential income you can make from your car. So if you make a net of 75,000 per month, that simply means you multiply by 12, your net income is around 900,000. You get my point? 900,000. That is the potential you have to make, you can make if you are driving your own car that is not on loan, that is fully owned by you. If that car is on loan, then it simply means that your income will be 40,000 times 12. You will make around 480,000 480K if you are per annum, that is per annum, if you are paying the loan. But this is where the problem comes if you are driving your own car, especially if that car is not on loan, there is no pressure. That is what kills drivers who drive their own cars, because they are under no pressure to go an extra mile, to put extra effort, to do extraordinary hours for them to keep the same level of income collection like any other driver who is driving a partner's car. The situation I have explained to you, if I am driving your car, I have to make sure that I get the 35,000 for you and at least get something extra for me to take care of my family. At least a minimum of 40,000 to live an acceptable life in the city of Nairobi. So drivers go extra mile. They drive at night. They drive 12 hours. They drive 16 hours for them to get that level of income. If you drive your own car, that is on loan, you will make sure that you get that money first to pay the bank, to pay the how do you call it, the logbook financiers, anybody who financed you to that, towards buying that car. You must ensure that you get that money, and that calls for extra effort, calls for discipline. You don't drive when you want, you drive when you must, and you drive because you have to. But the problem with people when they buy their own cars that are not on loan, they have no pressure to go an extra mile. And there is a guy that I shot a video of him in this channel. You can go and look. Is a guy who has his own car. You know, that car is fully paid. It is not on loan. And the guy is still complaining. And I want you guys to tell me, why is it that a person who is driving his own car is complaining, given that he has the potential to make 35,000 more than any other driver who is driving a car on loan or who is driving a partner's car? Unless you tell me that the ambitions of that guy cannot be met by driving Uber. But what I'm trying to say is that people who are driving their own cars, they have no pressure to go an extra mile. And that make them to gain income of the same level like any other ordinary driver who is driving partner's car or driving a car on loan. So if you want to get into this business as a person who is driving their own car, make sure that for you to have extra benefits compared to any other driver who is on the road, stay disciplined. Stick to the working hours. Stick to hard work. Just like any other driver who is repaying a loan or any other driver who is paying a partner. So that by the end of the day, if both of you or the three of those drivers collect 12,000 for yourself, all that money will be yours. For the other drivers, they will have to take a portion of it to pay loan or to pay the partner. Well, you keep that money for yourself. But the thing is, you have to, will you wake up early? Will you wake up at 5 knowing that you don't have a loan to pay? Will you wake up at 5 or go drive the whole night knowing that you don't have a partner to give to remit money to, knowing that the whole of that car belongs to you? Will you put all the effort that goes over and above? That is where the problem is. A lot of people who drive their own cars, they do the minimum required. They only drive for maybe 6 hours. They wake up at 8, they drive until 4. By the time, the sun is setting, they are already back home. I have seen those scenarios. They operate like part-time drivers, but can you be a committed full-time driver with targets that you have to hit in terms of driving hours, in terms of kilometer covered, in terms of revenue collected per day? Can you be disciplined knowing that you have no pressure? That is where the problem comes in.